Hello, everybody, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here on this lovely Tuesday for our brand new game, The North Seat. So before I introduce our cast and crew and before we start slinging some dice, I will remind you that first and foremost, we are sponsored. This entire season is sponsored by the Dice of Rolling. They are a set of attractive hardwood game pieces as well as a complete set of polyhedral dice featuring optimized quantities for 5th edition, and they're all color-coded by type. And if you guys use our sponsor code UMG, you guys can get a discount and kick back some cash to the show, which is great because we can buy dope artwork and we can hire Ethan to make cool stuff for us and all that kind of fun stuff. Also, if you guys want to interact with the show, you can check down below in the donation section for the Nat 1s, Nat 20s, advantage, disadvantage, all kinds of fun stuff that you can throw at the players and confuse Ethan to no end with your demonic references and all the weird things that yes, and now incorporate into the game. And with
I have that planned.
I bet you do. I bet you do. And with that, we'll jump over to Ethan himself. Ethan, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And tell us about the North Seat.
Hello, I am Ethan. You can find me at Super Robot Bear on the Twitter. I made this. This is my campaign. It is available to you on either Roll20 Marketplace or Drive-Thru RPG. Yeah, basically, I completely forgot the question is. I'm just supposed to talk about the North Sea. The North Sea is sort of like a Nordic. I don't like calling it horror because horror implies like a defenselessness, but there are some like spooky elements and some weird stuff going on. But ultimately, I hope you guys don't die.
I also hope that we don't die. Yeah, yeah. Sweet. Let's jump over to Bird. Bird, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
Hey there, I am Bird versus Plane. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at that name. And I'm going to be playing Salim, the Mauritanian Keeper.
Fantastic. The Keeper of what, you guys ask? Well, let's jump over to Miss Ginger Ninja. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
That was pretty smooth. I gotta say, pretty smooth. 10 out of 10. So I'm Miss Ginger Ninja on pretty much everything. Definitely don't message me on Twitter. I don't check it, guys. Stop doing that. Stop. I'm going to be playing a Dragonborn Shadow Sorcerer named Ren, and she's pretty excited. We're both pretty excited, guys. It's going to be a nightmare, but it'll be fun.
Speaking of nightmares, Maddie, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
I am Mad Fishmonger. You can find me at Mad Fishmonger on all the things. And I am playing Cardus, who is a Titan Tiefling bard. And she's pretty metal.
That's true.
Has giant horns.
I'm into it. And last but not least, me, really. Or last and most least, whoever, whatever. I'm playing Vestian, and I am a Norman of the town, which is a race that Ethan created for this game, and my dad runs shit.
He picked favored child.
Yeah, just like real life, I picked favored child. If my sister's watching, suck it. And with that, I'll hand things over to you, Ethan. Take us away to the North Seat.
All right, so we're actually going to just sort of jump right into things. There's a little bit of, I'm just going to set the scene for a second. None begin their life a hero. Some start as warriors trying to make a name. Others are simply goat herders forced into greatness. What is common to all heroes is their stories start with conflict, heralded by an omen. If a hero is to rise, now is the time. The speakers are missing, or silent. And our town of Hostad is without their godly guidance. Without the bounty of the sea, the people of Hostad are forced inland through the Ember Forest to find food for our winter's reserves. Our tale begins with a collection of untested hunters out in the chilly autumnal forests north of Hostad. The colors of birch trees contrast greatly with the deep greens of pines. From across a small, babbling stream, the hunters notice a small team of boars crunching on fallen apples of a nearby tree. The first of our hunters, I think possibly crouching by some grass, maybe investigating it, is Vestin. Vestin, what do you look like?
He looked like a man. No, Vestian. I couldn't resist. Sorry. Vestian is of typical Norman height, which is some
Tall.
a number of inches tall.
Like 6 feet.
Yeah. He's actually dressed in like dark greens and blacks, very earthy tones, right? And he has a beard that is he's got red hair, a beard that is braided down, and you'll notice that like in his hair, his longish hair, in his beard, and like on his cloak as well, there are bits of what you would think is detritus, like bits of foliage that but on closer inspection, they are all perfectly placed. And is actually part of his aesthetic, and not just things he's picked up as he's tromped through the woods, as he has an affinity for and likes nature, and has done his best to camouflage himself. And he is crouched probably by a tree in a bush, staring out at these boars, and he quietly leans in and turns to his left, and who does he see?
Artis, I think you are standing nearby. What?
Yeah, I guess I am.
Who does he see?
Cardis is pretty hard to miss at 7'9".
Is that with or without the horns?
Without. The horns on her head are also just massive. There is no denying that she is a tiefling, and there is no hiding that she is a tiefling. These horns are just way too big. She has very dark brown skin, and her eyes are completely black all the way across. She wears very practical, sort of comfortable clothing, but it does have some small decoration on it here and there. She's, not entirely unattractive for a massive, horned, black-eyed tiefling. It's probably about 5 feet across at the shoulders, honestly. But she would be doing her best to hide and keep quiet.
Okay. You probably find some bushes and maybe some trees.
Yeah. She's, despite her size, she's very lean. She's got the body more of like an Olympic swimmer than a bodybuilder. Okay.
Excellent. And sort of standing in the shadow of Cardis, we see two forms sort of walking together. We see Salim and Ren. Salim, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Sure. Standing, kind of trying to get a better view behind Cardos and struggling mightily is Salim, who is a Mauritanian, which is a person who has this ochre brown skin, these very, very sharp features. He's got these bright teal eyes that kind of match the coloring of these lines that run beneath his eyes and come around his face, going up to his lips. He's wearing this lapis blue naval coat, and he looks a little bit rugged from the first sight, but he's got this very, very fancy looking scimitar at his side. And as he's going back and forth, this shock of white, fluffy, kind of curly hair undercut on the side is bouncing up and down. He can't get much of a good look, so he turns to Rin and just kind of gestures forward and is in a sign of like, you want to try or go, or should I go, or you? And it's very awkward hand gestures trying to figure out what their next move is.
You would likely see Ren just being very like overly dramatic and just a lot of like Italian looking flailing arms and like quiet whispers that look like they're starting to get louder, from farther away. and she's wearing this big hood over her really long white matted hair. And as her hood comes up with, seeing right through to inside the darkened hood, you'd see white eyes sort of clouded over. She's about average height. She's about 5'8", and you can't really see much of her face other than her eyes from time to time. But you can see that she's holding a staff, which is getting a little too close to Salim's face at times with the gesturing. And she has a light crossbow on her back. And I think she would look over to the other group and just together then.
Yeah, so there are some boars just munching some apples. This is what you guys have come out here to do. You guys have come out here to hunt. Like, you weren't here to like do anything special. Literally, the town is worried that they're not going to survive the winter without being able to fish properly.
So
Who makes the first move?
hunt. And he looks back to Ren. I'm just here to make sure you guys get home. Anyone
I
else?
will pull out my rapier and try to. I'll gesture, for them to go one way, and I'll go the other way, and so that we kind of surround.
In between you and the boars is actually a stream.
Okay.
In fact, let me do a thing.
Wait. Yes. Okay.
Let's rearrange you guys to where you probably actually are. All right.
This is
We're not that
fancy.
movie over. Yeah, look at this map.
This is great.
Yeah, you see some boar. Those sort of, you can move through the white circles. Those are tree trunks, but they're small enough that you can get by them.
Okay. This is cool. I'm excited for maps.
Yeah, haven't seen maps in ages, right?
I know. This is like 4th edition. Neat.
What? I use maps. What are you talking
I
about?
know you do use maps. Cool. So who's going first? Who's jumping in this?
I think Ren's standing in the back, and she's like, "Are these the people we're supposed to be meeting up with?"
It would look like it, I guess. This is, I believe this is Torik's son, is it not? And he kind of gives Vestian a once-over. Like, yeah, he has to be. Striking resemblance in both physical appearance and smell. So, yes, are you leading the way here, young Vestian?
You
Or
guys
shall
would
I?
have actually been traveling together since you were in town. Like, basically, you would have left. They would have. How they kind of gathered. They basically like made teams of 4 in town, and then gave them weapons, and then sent them out.
I feel like we knew this, and we're still doing this anyway. And within earshot,
So that's totally where I'm.
yeah.
That's totally where I'm coming from. Of the
We're
like,
just looking at
is
them
this
talking about the?
is this Torik's son? This is him. Okay.
I think at the same time, you see a very pale arm come out from the sleeve as Ren points her hand towards behind the boars and casts Prestidigitation to scare them towards us. And she's going to creep up shadows behind them to herd them towards us as she looks over to Kardas and goes, "Yeah, this one's huge. Like, I've seen them before, but like when you stand right next to, you're so tall, ma'am. I'm sorry, that's rude. Am I being rude? I'm so sorry."
Oh,
Just inquisitive.
that's a very good idea. And I use, I also have prestidigitation, and so I will do much the same sort of enhance the effect of sort of dark, shadowy creatures moving behind them, trying to chase them into the river.
Okay. Because that's more of like a put like a minor image or
That's
sound.
true, yeah.
Well, like the shadows, so like controlling the light. So maybe just controlling the light not hitting back behind them.
What I was about to say was because it's not prestidigitation can do a whole bunch of stuff. Go ahead and both roll me an Arcana check
Okay.
to see if you can manipulate it in a believable way. Okay.
Real
like
quick.
Like,
Real quick,
like
first
nothing
roll of
comes
the
out. It's just a
campaign.
sound.
Your first roll of the campaign, nat 1, Cardas. You're going far, kid. You're going far.
So I will mention now, I don't do like epic failures. I'm a strong believer in fail forward. So when stuff like this happens, something happens. It's not that you failed to do it, it's that you failed. It's unexpected effects.
Okay.
And in this case, you guys both make your sort of shadowy figures, and you were expecting them to be afraid. You were expecting them to come like, oh no, and then come running towards you. What actually happens is one of these, you hear the sound of, or you hear deeper into the forest, and this boar spins around and just tusks it. And the image disappears. And then I want everyone to roll initiative, because we're already in it. I didn't add you. I didn't have the turn order up, so. All right. Would be helpful if I had stuff up. Then secrets. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. Shh, no one saw that. No one saw that. Nope.
It's okay. With the state of my internet, no one saw that. No one actually saw that.
Oh, I need to add several two of the same. Let's just a 7. Okay. All right. Looks like 4, 1, and 3 are gonna go first. Yeah. Wow. All right. They are going to, now that they look very aggressive, are going to charge at you, but not afraid. They're very excited to do this. So, all right, this one's gonna go right there. This one's gonna go right there, and they're gonna wait. Oh no, only one rolled 18. Anyway, Salim.
Oh man, I'm actually surprised because Salim rolled a 10 and y'all. Okay. So Salim will look at these charging boars and he will. Oh damn. Surprise is gone, eh? Well, let's just try to take him out, and we'll try to fire a shot with his short bow. And hopefully my first roll of this campaign's a little bit better. That go? Oh god, it's not great.
Nope. You kind of misjudged the distance, I think, because maybe you're a little rusty, or maybe there's a draft from the stream. Let's go with that. And
The sun
your arrow
just
your arrow just kind of like plops into the stream and starts floating away.
Turns back to the rest of the crew and just like awkwardly hides his shame of such a terrible first shot.
All right, more boars, my boys. My boys.
Oh.
This one's gonna head back a little bit. All right, Cardis.
Yeah, apparently I forgot to put a ranged weapon on my sheet, so I'm just gonna say that she lost it on the boat, and she's gonna have to get a new one. So we're gonna go. All right, we're gonna go up to.
I mean, why do you need a ranged weapon when you can shout at things?
I can shout at things. I will come over here. And I will shout at it.
I need a wisdom saving throw, correct? Fail. Poor boar.
Oh boy.
All right, taking that solid 2 damage. And all the other great things that Vicious Mockery does. For those who don't know, Vicious Mockery, the next turn, they have disadvantage on attack rolls.
Yeah. So she kind of like goes up to the river and just stares at this boar, and then just lets out this like really deep, just guttural sort of noise and at the boar.
You see the boar's like knees kind of shake a little bit for just that moment, right? All right, Red.
I think Ryan looks over at Salim and is like, I mean, I tried to scare it, but maybe I should take my hood down. I don't know. And she just lifts another hand and she looks disappointed. And she's going to cast Chill Touch. She's too distracted by being sad.
Wow.
The first one failed. Then it failed again.
Guys, we haven't rolled above a 10.
No.
We're not hunters, damn it.
I was still stretching.
We're doing our best.
Oh, best didn't get added to initiative.
I rolled a bad. I rolled a 5. So I'm
Okay, so
I'm
we'll
pretty last.
be back in there though. Let's say you delayed your action.
Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. How this stream, is it a raging stream? Is it a trickle? Is it a babbling brook?
Trickle. It's just difficult terrain.
Okay. Cool. And this, I assume, since you made this is accurately accurate?
These are 5 foot squares, sir.
Sweet. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Nope, not getting there. Okay, dope. Yeah, he steps out of the, he steps out with all the confidence of a Norman. And he says, fine, I'll do it all myself. And he walks to the edge of the river and doesn't cross the river because it's dangerous in there. And he does nothing because I took no offensive abilities. And he takes his battle axe and just sort of bangs it on his shield, trying to draw the ire of boar number 3.
So, are you the daddy's boy who's not actually helpful, and you're like, but my dad could do it, so I could probably do it?
Yes.
Are you that guy?
And I'm only, and I told
man.
you, I told you all, my only goal is to make sure you come back alive with the shit you were supposed to come back with.
But his dad could beat up all of our dads.
Yes,
no
my
problem.
dad can for sure beat up your dad.
I disagree. I think Cardis could take anyone's dad.
Like, I'm pretty sure that, like, if you live in Hostad, then my dad has beaten up your dad. Like,
I think my dad's a demon.
either a bar fight or an arena. If you bring your demon dad to my regular dad's house, he's gonna beat up your dad. That's just facts.
It's true. I can't fight any of this.
Ethan, I am going to delay. I'm going to actually delay my action for when that boar crosses the stream. I'm gonna give it a smash with my battle axe.
You're gonna ready an action.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, boar. Boar is going to charge Cardis. Sort of like leaps onto that little rock in the middle of the stream and then juts off of it and leaps at you.
Brilliant.
These boars, for being boars, seem slightly tactical. Wow, no, it isn't.
Yeah. On the bright
Um,
side, Ethan's rolling as bad as the rest of us.
Yeah. Roll20's just not happy with us today.
Yeah.
I feel like she's standing there and she watches it come and she just steps out of the way.
Yeah, it's very telegraphed. Like, it did the foot scratch and everything before it leaped across.
Mm-hmm. I just...
This is
All
pretty
right.
great.
This is real action-packed start to
Yeah.
this. Seeing that his friends aren't doing anything, you do see another boar come stepping out of the grass that boar 2 was kind of talking to. This boar's a little different. It has shields hung from its sides. This you would know to be as a shield boar. They're slightly more intelligent, and they steal the armor of the things they kill. By things, I mean people.
Huh.
Ren would nudge Salim. Maybe this is the one that stole my sock the other day when we were camped out.
I hate you.
You
already.
love that sock.
I'm getting that sock.
We'll try to get it back.
I hate you both
Yeah,
already.
Yes.
The two of you are the worst.
Yeah, and then the shield boar is going to kind of like shout orders at the other ones. And they all kind of turn their attention across the river.
What would that sound like if they had to shout orders to their friends? Make that a GIF, someone, please.
I wasn't ready for that noise, to be, if I'm being honest.
The face was even better than the noise. It was great.
Oh. It didn't feel great. Salim.
Having heard Ren just say that and hearing this boar call out in whatever cries he made, Salim will rush forward and get to the edge of the river here. Point towards this shield boar. I mean, he's going to go up just a little bit further right there. Point towards this shield boar and say, "Hold your tongue and return the sock," as he casts Eldritch Blast on this shield boar.
All right.
Golly, for an 11.
Wow. You're all new to this. It's cold. You haven't warmed up yet. Like, your fingers are probably still a little
My
numb.
one foot's definitely cold.
I like just, this beam of light just shines down directly next to the boar. And Salim just turns back. Well, your sock isn't there, at least.
She's just standing behind him while he's attacking, just scratching her chin. Like,
Like, okay, I just want to let you guys know these boars don't have a lot of AC. Can you roll
You're
an
not.
11?
Listen, you're not helping, Ethan. All right.
No, I'm asking you right now because I'm gonna throw a boar at you and you're ready to action.
Oh, perfect. I'm gonna roll an 11.
and a half.
Suck it, boar!
So this boar comes charging at you, and you hold up your shield. It bops right into it, and then I imagine you.
Yeah, so it
Exits
basically
and
it's running across the river, and I hold my little half shield out. It's splashing across the river, right? And I hold my half shield out, and I just sort of like bash it in the tusks, and when it kind of reels back, I just bring the battle axe down like over its meaty bits.
All right. All right, and then the other one, being spurred into action, is actually going to move right here. Weston, you have a boar next to you. A boar boy. A boar.
Do better.
Better?
Kill everything faster. Like
Yeah,
I think he hits it. Oh, it's my wait. Yeah. Oh, it's my turn. He hits it.
It's your
And
turn.
he hits it and looks back to everybody. Sorry, I thought it was Cardis' turn. Cause I just went. I hit him and I look back. I'm like, I'm doing everything, and he hits it again. Let's see what happens here. Nope. His sass was too real.
Too busy sassing.
Yeah, he like leans over and just absentmindedly swings and misses entirely this boar. Perfect.
Yep, it dashes back into the water a little bit, bleeding heavily. Cardis.
Yeah, there's a boar right in front of me.
There's certainly a boar right in front of you.
So I have a rapier.
It's pointy.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the pointy end in it. I know. Hey! Sorry. That was unexpected.
Mike, you're muted.
I was commentating on Maddie breaking the house down with that roll.
Yeah. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're good. That was
All right.
hysterical.
You stab it good.
I stab it good. I figured out which end of the sword was the right one.
Hit him with the pointy end, I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, when you're level 1, which end of the sword is the pointy end
That's
is
true.
concerned for.
You know?
So, level 1.
Yeah, no, the boar is like limping at this point. You caught it real good in the shoulder.
Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with myself.
Kind of a big deal, guys.
Yeah.
Red.
I think Ren is going to use the ruler. She's gonna move up and cast Chill Touch again and see, maybe this time. Nope. She sure won't.
Turns out these boars are real warm. Just can't be chilled.
That's too bad. Ren looks disappointed.
Chill touch is like a ghostly hand, right? But
It's just, I just imagine it every time she does it, it's like the hand walking over to them,
okay.
like creeping up on them.
I just imagined in my head you saying, Ren is disappointed. like you actually said it. Did you missed? Yeah, Ren is disappointed.
All right. This boar's gonna give one more sturdy whack to Cardus,
Okay.
and you manage to just slip right. Like you do that thing where like it goes to charge, you just kind of sidestep it,
Yeah.
and then it's actually gonna attempt to run away. So you get an opportunity attack.
Ooh. All right. I will try with the stab again. No. I miss.
It's right there.
That's not a good roll.
Shield boar. Shield boar is going to. Where's shield boar? Shield boar. Yeah, shield boar. Shield boar. It's going to step right there and look like it's trying to protect the other boar.
Seeing Shield Boar step up and seeing the smaller one run away and at least mostly injured by Kardas, Salim's gonna target another Eldritch Blast, but this time at the weakened boar to hopefully achieve something during this initial fight. So let's see what we got here. A 13.
That is a hit.
So this bright white radiant light shoots forth from his left hand, connecting with this boar for 4 damage.
You see, because it's trying to run away, and you clip it in the side of the head, and it spins on one foot and just falls over.
Yes. This like immediate grin on his face, like just surprised he actually accomplished something doing this.
All right, boar 2. Boar 2 can make that jump, and is actually going to strike at Ren. It does the same thing where it kind of like leaps across the stream and just charges at you. 20 is a hit.
Oh.
Well, guys, this is the shortest campaign I've ever played.
You take
Take about half your health in damage. Right about half.
yeah, it's just 3, and you need to make me a DC 11 strength saving throw.
Good thing you put that -1 in strength.
Shut the fuck up. Oh, fuck.
So it just like knocks your knee out from under you, and you just go toppling over.
Did the breathing help?
You hear it like an ungodly squeal.
From the pig?
Is it the boar or
No,
Ren?
you think it's the pig. It's not.
And then I'm critting Vestin, apparently.
My body!
It's your whole body. You're
My-
taking 5
My
slashing
one
damage.
weakness!
being stabbed.
Being stabbed by a boar. This is some shit.
It actually, when you swung at it last time, it kind of like swerved left and managed to like clip you in the ankle.
I need that.
Just-
I only have 2 of those. Shit. Okay. All right. Cool. Not today. Not today, boar.
It is your turn.
Yeah, get wrecked. This button. Fuck ow! Suck it!
It's a hit.
Get dead, boar!
It's a dead boar.
I'm a boar killer. Yeah, so he basically like gets clipped, and when the thing like kind of goes by his leg, he like and brings down the axe and basically hits it in the same spot and kind of severs whatever part that was that he hit. And then he turns over to Ren, who looks like she just took a bunch of damage, and he's like, "Get up!" And then he proceeds to walk over to that boar.
Why is it doing that? Oh, I think you... Yeah, okay.
You hear sorry.
That's all right. Get up.
Okay. Artis.
I kind of figured they've got that covered, so I'm gonna go after the shield boar, I think. I will thump across the river. And then I will stab the boar. Well, try and stab the boar. Stab. Nope.
Yeah. No, it clinks. It like twists. Like you're like, oh yeah, I should stab the part that's not a shield, right?
Yeah.
But it seems practiced at making sure you hit those shields. Like you go to stab at it and it like twists its body, so you kind of clang off the shield.
The boar's proficient in shields.
The boar is actually proficient in shields.
Perfect.
I look impressed.
I actually have like, I don't know if I can do that later. They're basically, so the shield boars are actually a breed of creature called a Samanfoga, which
Okay.
is an animal that has a bit of sentience left from when one of the gods tried to breed humans with every single animal on the planet.
As they do.
What he was trying to do is he was trying to beat the
Zeus?
goddess who made life
Yeah.
by making as many creatures as her plus 1. So he made humans and then had them create all the half things. Was his plan.
Which is the new
It didn't
official name
work.
for halflings. Half things.
Half of things, and it left a lot of very crazy things that have gone insane or very monstrous. It left some of the animal folk, like the rat folk, were caused by this. They're perfectly fine human beings. And then you have things like the Salmonfoga, which are mostly animals but have weird things with them. Shield boars just got some intelligence
Yeah, huh?
and know how to use shields. Ren. There you are.
I think Ren, after apologizing and trying to kind of get up, decides it's probably not going to happen in time enough for her to not get murdered. So she's just going to reach out as it's pushing her, and she does that and put her hand out and actually use Chill Touch again, even though because it's worked out so well so far. All right, guys, well, pack it in. She goes to reach for it and it moves away, and you hear, "Huh."
Another sorry.
You never plan for these things. You never plan.
For
I would
everyone to
rather
miss?
everyone hit rather than everyone miss, right? Everything.
So
I'd
would
rather
we.
everything hit.
We also want that.
Teaching us
Uh,
to be humble.
okay. Shield boar. Just you just try to stab a shield boar. That's not polite. Shield boar's not about that. 20 is a hit
Oh yeah.
for 6 slashing.
That's most of my hit points.
It manages to like clip you in the thigh. Just with one of the big old tusks. Yeah.
All right.
And-
That looked like it hurt.
And as a means to speed up the combat a little bit, never mind. I'm going to keep that information secret.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's not ominous at all.
No.
Speed up the combat in which direction?
Let's see.
Salim,
Oh.
can you do anything?
Yeah, actually, he's going to turn and see Cardis take a really nasty hit and point a hand her way and just yell, "Interesting decision crossing the river alone!" and use a bonus action of Healing Lights to heal her for 1d6 for 2 points of healing. And then it's something, you
It's
know.
better than 0
And
points.
then,
for you.
yeah. As my actual action, my, the person I look after is being mauled by a boar. So he's going to take a step here and pull out that fancy-looking scimitar and try to do something with it.
Do a thing. You did a thing.
Hey, look at that! And now,
Stolen. Sorry, I just read that.
don't worry about it,
You
guys.
mean just a regular scimitar?
Yeah, just sorry, I misspelled regular really badly.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
totally fine.
So a shot of light flashes across the river, comes over, brings the scimitar down on top of the boar.
You barely cut through that hide, but you do make a big incision on it. But it's still it didn't bleed. It doesn't look weak. It doesn't look like it's about to fall over. 4-2, however, it's actually. Ren, did you stand up?
No.
Perfect. It's actually it's actually decided you're less of a threat and is going to turn towards the one that just sorted it and hit. Wow, boars are doing good. 8 slashing.
Are you?
Oh, Salim went from feeling like a hero to feeling like he is going to die here, embarrassed and shamed.
You do that slice and you turn around for a little too long because it's a slashing weapon, right? So you kind of twist, and it uses that moment to just sneak under your defenses and just hit you real good. They're trained. Why are these boars trained?
Are you asking that, or is that a meta question we should reflect on?
No, I don't actually care.
Option C, I don't care.
Option C, I'm saying things to fill the void. Festin. Festine.
You're so muted.
Hey, I'm muted that whole time. I was wondering why Ethan was so mad at me, and it was because I was muted. I'm going to hit this boar because it has to happen.
It has to happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna smash it.
Cool.
I hope. I do.
You did.
I smash it. Get wrecked, boar. 5 damage.
Boar's wrecked.
Yes, it's my favorite kind of boar. Wreck of boar. Yeah, he sees it gore Salim, and he just brings the axe down overhead, taking this opportunity to cleave into its nasty little grubby hide.
Artis.
Okay, well, I'm unhappy with this creature now.
I
And-
literally just remember that you're a bard.
Yeah.
All the way across the river, fighting
I know.
2 boars. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
clearly Maddie's like a warrior. No, she's not.
Nope.
Perfect.
Bards don't have high intelligence. We're gonna go the rapier again. That's maybe the best option at this point. Yes. 21
That is certainly hit. Roll it.
for 6.
For 6. All right, you take a good chunk out of it. I'll use wrong. You manage to get around the shields this time. You notice that the shield it blocked the sides, but If you stab it in the top,
There's a spot right there. Yeah.
red. In front of you. Your old buddy, a new buddy, going across the river.
So it's just the one that's the armored one that's across the stream?
Correct. It's the only one left.
How far is this? Oh, it's not gonna... I'm trying to figure out how far I am. 35. Okay. Can I do anything to even... Oh, boy. Yeah, she's going to cast Ray of Frost.
Ooh.
She's still laying on the ground, and she just puts her arm up to try to cast it. She doesn't even move. She's just...
It's like...
Yeah.
Just fires it directly to the air.
She's
It's
just
it rains
shooting
down
out
snow.
random spells out of her hands, like discharging magic right now.
I just see her like flailing on the ground.
This shield boar is going to look around, and you can see like this dejected look on its face, like it has failed. It has failed its friends, and it's going to try to like back away, and it is going to try to disengage and then leave.
Okay.
That's a little too far. Do you guys wish to let it leave?
Ren's yelling about her sock from the ground right now.
Yeah, that's also Salim's priority.
Yeah, I think...
She's not yelling at anyone. She's not being mean, but she's like, "That's my favorite sock, man. Come on. Please, just some..."
Yeah, I think Vestian sees this and sees your, bedazzling light show of magic in this guy. It says, "We need that! Get it!"
So, it's my turn?
Yep.
So, from the grounds, yeah, Salim just very weak thumbs up towards Vestian for killing that boar, and then very faintly points his hand and will try to Eldritch Blast because it's still in range and get a hit on that as it runs away. 22.
That's a hit.
For 2 points of damage.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
I'm helping.
All right.
Fucking goddamn it.
I don't know why this boar's on there. So, Vestin.
All right. How do I play this game? So this is what, 20 feet across this river here?
Yeah.
All right. How do I use the tool? I don't know how to use this tool. No snapping. That's the one. Too far. That's how far that is. Fuck it. I'm a super Norman. I'm gonna dash.
Ooh.
I'm dashing.
Dash.
Yeah, I'm gonna dash and run over to this thing, and that's it.
So you like jump over the river and just
Yeah, I just barrel through the river like the boar did. I splash my way through the river. And we have to get this boar, and I run up to it, and I have my axe out, and and that's the end of my turn.
all right.
All right. I will run up to about here. Then I'm going to look over at the boar and summon up all of my anger and pain at being gored by this thing, and just look at it again. Just right at it.
I mean, it's gonna make that saving throw and fail. So now not only is it sad, it's also scared. It's frightened, sad and frightened.
Oh, now I feel bad.
I like it. Aw.
You know who doesn't feel badly because she's missing a sock is Ren.
Oh, okay.
So she's on the ground still trying to point at it And she's still trying to cast things, but now she realizes it's a little far away as she's squinting from the ground. And one last time, she's going to cast Chill Touch for 7 damage.
You kill it.
So I like to think this whole time there was just like she's just dispelling magic and it's not hitting anything, maybe almost hitting friendlies. And then when you guys are like, oh, like, you know, come back here, and you're yelling after, she realizes it's leaving and she's like, my sock, and just points at it. And his hand just goes around its throat and just closes. She's going to stand up and start wading through the water to go search this body to find her sock, if it's there.
All right. I have a little bit of bad news. No, it doesn't have a sock. Just the shields.
She looks to Salim disappointed and says, we're going to find that boar.
If it costs us the rest of our lives, we will find your favorite sock. You have my word. And he looks at her with the most serious look he can give, as he's near death. So every look he gives will be very serious.
So she got a little bit of blood dripping out of her mouth.
Is this a prank? Did my dad put you up to this? The two of you can't be real people.
We're real. We're just not real hunters. We were not prepared for... Excuse me. Not a bad job. Not a bad job, Salim. Not a bad job. And I'm going to say that and use my bonus action to heal myself for a d6. I'm not doing great.
So this isn't a joke.
What's not a joke?
Okay. All right. Not what I was expecting.
You mean my sock? Not all of us have parents to buy us socks.
Why would a boar in the middle of the woods have your sock?
We can ask him.
No, we
when I
can't.
find it.
You killed it. Also, we've been out here for days. Why would any boar... How would a sock benefit a boar? They don't even have feet.
I awoke from our camp one morning, and my sock was missing. And the day before, there was a boar that was watching our camp. I think it wanted our food. But then my sock was missing.
Wouldn't it make more sense if you just misplaced your sock?
From my foot?
Yeah.
No. Clearly, the boar wants you to think that and snuck into the camp and stole my sock. There's no other logical... Salim, how many times have we been over this?
This is a prank.
Countless times.
I have to talk to someone about this. This can't be real.
You should see if they could find it.
This has to be a joke.
I don't have a lot of money.
The shields off the board.
He like looks up to Karis and says, at least you've done something, I guess.
I'm taking the shields off the boar.
Perfect.
And like getting the boar ready to transport and everything. Just like
I'm assuming because you guys were given sort of like preliminary, like this is how you cut open a boar, this is how you rip the meat out, this is how you tan the hides, all that sort of stuff. You guys are getting ready for making a fire to do all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, that kind of thing takes an extremely long time. We'd probably just be trussing them up and bringing them back to...
Yeah, I was going to say, how far away are we from Hostad? And, is that the expectation is to bring back the meat? Because the best way is still inside the boar.
Yes, you're expected to bring back some of the meat. You might end up cooking a little bit now for lunch. What I was getting at is you can take a short rest here.
Sure. Yeah. I think,
That would be lovely.
So, do we have some manner of litter? Like a I don't know what else it's called besides a litter. The thing that you see, like, people taking people out of houses with, the EMTs use it, something like that to drag these boars back? Or are we just... A stretcher, that's the word, thank you. Stretcher.
Yeah.
To, like, bring these back, or are we just dragging them with rope across the ground?
Well, usually you can, like, tie them to a big stick and then just have two people carry.
Or one of you.
Yeah, or me.
I don't trust any of you to carry these things. Look at what just happened. We all just almost died.
I'm a fairly scrawny dude. I don't have very good strength, so that's why I can't do it. Not because I'm lazy.
Half of us spent half the fight on the ground.
I think while you guys are discussing how to transport it and how to set up the camp and everything, Ren has her ankle like straight out, and she's showing Salim the little cut she got. So, you see what I did? I got him around the neck and I scratched my ankle though. There's
Your flankle.
nothing, no.
No, that was very impressive. I'm surprised you managed to stay up for so long. I took a mighty big hit myself, but we did it. Your magic killed the one, and the magic I channeled through you helped kill the others. We make quite the team, you and I, and these two aren't half bad. A little resistant to our ideas, but not half bad at all. I like her, at least. He points to Cardos.
Ren looks up and goes, yeah, no boar's gonna steal my other sock with her around for sure.
You know we can hear you, right?
Yes, exactly, we do.
Okay.
To camp! And she takes 2 steps forward and starts putting her stuff down.
This has to
All
be,
right.
like, I have to be being followed right now. Someone has to be watching this to get a good joke. There
Turns
has
out you
to
guys
be.
are in the North's version of Pranked.
Yeah. Doink.
So there is some like I don't want to say like fiction going on here. You guys can prepare a certain number of things from these boar, not just meat, not just that sort of thing. You have some of the tools to do that. Like you started the game with some like stuff and some salts and that sort of stuff. So you can sort of pre-prep some stuff to make it a little better to carry, because it would be like a couple hours travel back to town. So everyone can either make me a survival check or a relevant tool check. There are several different things that you can take from this. You can take some leathers to be tanned later. You can take some boar meats. You can take lard, or you can take spell components.
I'm actually trained in relevant tools.
Like leatherworking or cooking or alchemy or that sort of thing.
No, I actually just have relevant tool. That's my training.
Oh,
No,
nice.
I do have cartography, which is not applicable to this at all. But I am going to like he does like once we like I assume we're going to take one of these boars and eat it right now, right? We're going to cook it.
Yeah.
So he like while everyone's setting up camp, he does like grab like a flat rock and sort of set out a scroll of paper, and you see him like pull several like small and they look like small kegs, right? They're essentially like traveling ink wells that are wooden, and he begins writing something on the paper, and I am annotating that this is where we found boar, so that the town can know that there's likely foraging around here and possible other boars, so in case we have to come back here. And I will roll some survival for you. Ka-chow! That's my main skill.
All right.
That's my jam.
Anyone else interested in anything?
So I am, but I've never had this in a game, so I don't know exactly how to use it, but I took proficiency in an herbalism kit. If there's any way I can look around the area to like collect any different herbs or like anything like while we're out here in the midst of the forest. Okay, cool.
Which you could use for potions, or like if the spell says you need this many GP of spell components, it will count towards
Gotcha.
that.
Cool. So with the proficiency in herbalism, is it plus proficiency and then like plus nature? Is that?
No, it'd be plus wisdom
Okay,
because you're gathering.
cool. So a 17.
All right.
I was also going to do that because I also have an herbalism tool set.
No wonder we became such fast friends.
I feel like we met in the middle, and I was like, "You collect flowers and stuff." And she was
Yes,
really
I
shocked.
love flowers and stuff. I used to work in the gardens just a while back, so yeah.
But it's just flowers. Like, it's nothing useful. You just are, like, you're a florist. You just arrange pretty... I made you this. I hope you feel well.
She
doesn't help at all.
she has like the gross stuff, like the moss with the mud all over it, and she's like shoving it in pouches.
So both Salim and Ren, you can add 20 gold pieces worth of spell components to your inventory. May be relevant later, as you're both spellcasters. Artis, you managed to get some stuff. Let me just check something.
Sure.
All right. Are you taking meat, leathers? Like, what are you prioritizing?
Probably meat.
Okay. So you get 30 pounds of meat now
Okay.
that you can add to your back. There's a reason why if you're actually like a survivalist, there's a reason why some of these numbers are kind of low.
Mhm.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
Mike, you can choose two. Or the same one twice. Do you want leather, meats, lards?
I think since we're probably only carving one right now, I would say like Cardis gets all of the obvious meats, and I think Vestian follows up and gets the rest of it. Sort of like think Native American, everything gets used. So he's like pulling marrow out of bones. He's getting the good skin that's not chopped up and magicked, and he's just sort of filling in the blanks to make as much use of this one boar as possible.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, especially given the narrative. That will happen in just a second. So go ahead and add 10 pounds of untanned leather and lard. Those will become relevant numbers later.
That was 10 pounds of, I'm sorry, lard and what?
Of each.
Of each.
Yeah.
Lard and leather. Got it.
Yeah.
Can I roll to make a flower crown for my new friends?
You don't have to roll for that.
Just one, though. Just make one.
No, she'll make one for each of you guys.
You guys have a whole hour here.
She can't. She can't reach her head.
While you're setting the flower crown on someone's head, go ahead and make me. Oh wait, no, I don't need that. I need this. Okay.
Is it poison ivy?
No, as you're setting it on. Whose head are you setting it upon?
First would probably be Cardis.
Okay.
Or trying to.
Yeah.
She'd probably like.
I'm like bent down, like crouched down so you can do it, and you're like struggling to get it over these horns.
She's like, so she breaks it and just wraps it around your horns.
So while that is happening, who has a passive perception of at least 12?
Salim does.
I have exactly 12.
I have a 13.
All right. As this is happening, Ren, you don't notice, I guess. You're too busy placing flowers on people's heads. Everyone else hears a. And it seems to be getting louder.
I will
Anyone
jump
else?
speed
The ominous clicking.
yeah. Get the
Yeah, I did hear that clicking noise.
Vestian, you're the expert here. What exactly is that?
Ethan, what would make a clicking noise?
I don't know. Do you want me to give me a history or a nature check?
I do want to give you one or the other. It will be nature. Nope. I'm good
All
at
right.
survival, guys. I'm a one-trick pony.
You're not sure, but it definitely sounds like it doesn't sound like a bird, or it doesn't sound like a natural thing, right? It doesn't sound like maybe like two rocks clicking against each other or like wood banging against each other. It sounds like something is making the noise.
I have no idea what this would be, but ready yourselves. And you see him reach down to grab his battle axe.
Okay, can I try to oh, subscription.
Yeah, you probably would all be. Don't worry about being on the map. This is gonna be more of a mental.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would also like to try and identify this sound.
All right, go and give me the same. Oh, I think we're all discovered together in just a second here.
Yeah.
I think we're all gonna figure it out.
Yep. Yep.
So as you guys sort of like start collecting your things and putting things into bags and you're probably gonna have to leave some stuff behind, depending on what's going on here. Bumbling carelessly out from the bushes comes a large creature with the body of a walrus, the face and feet of an eagle, and 2 large curved razor-sharp bones protruding from their arm flippers. AKA this thing.
Please tell me you drew the whole thing.
I was going to ask if this is one of the relevant races that might have some sentience, and then I saw that its name was Hook Horror.
Yep.
So I'm gonna guess no.
This thing is so cool.
It is so cool.
It clicks into the air before staring at you with its grim, clouded eyes, ripping saplings aside as it steps towards you. And it's still making that clicking noise with its mouth. Just.
As the person appointed to make sure that you get home alive, I suggest that we run.
Are we taking the meats or are we leaving them?
1, 2, 3, 4. I say we leave one and take as much back as we can. Hopefully that one distracts it.
Yeah.
As you guys start talking, its head kind of snaps towards you and starts picking up its pace and actually charging you guys.
I've been stuffing my
Yeah.
bag with, all
That stuff that I gave you just a second ago is what you are able to manage to pack away real quick.
Okay.
Like, that's what that number represents.
Mhm.
I'm going to Ren's going to grab onto the front of Salim and just give him like a hard pat on the chest. Can I give him mage armor and then start sprinting for my life?
You actually cannot. Mage armor is only self only, I believe. Isn't it?
No, I thought it's whoever you touch. I thought no.
It was a self spell.
Maybe it is.
I think it's self.
Hold on, let me see.
Pretty sure it's self.
No, willing creature.
Oh.
You touch a willing creature who isn't wearing armor and a protective magical force surrounds it.
I don't know why I assumed that was always.
Who's not wearing armor?
She was.
I guess
you
I have
wearing
leather.
armor?
I have leather armor.
Does anyone not have armor that she would be able to tell isn't wearing armor?
No,
Or is
I
it
have-
just her?
I have big metal
No,
armor.
I have leather armor.
Yeah.
Okay, so she, you see her jump up, and she just kind of looks like she's getting ready to. She starts stretching, and just you see her hand start to go black and light up, and then she just, takes off running.
All right.
She's gonna wish Salim good luck beforehand.
So this is actually something a little bit different. Anyone who's played 4th edition may recognize this. This is going to be a skill montage.
Oh yeah.
I've modified them slightly. The idea of a skill montage is basically you guys are going to give me skill checks and tell me what you're doing. This specific one is you are trying to evade, outrun, trick, or trap the hooked horror before it can catch you. So let's go and roll. Let me clear the roll turns. We're actually going to return to the main page.
To hell.
No, you shouldn't die. Shouldn't.
You say that now.
You decided to run. That's the correct choice. Yes.
Listen, I know what a hook horror is. Get wrecked.
Yeah, it's not a good time.
No.
So everyone, go ahead and roll me an initiative to see how we initiative this.
Ka-chow! Alright, slightly better.
Mike, you
Sorry,
do not...
I forgot. I thought I had my token clicked.
Oh, I didn't even know my token was over here.
I
Sure
did
is.
click and it didn't work.
I'll just add him. It's
Sorry.
fine.
My bad.
And boop. 10. Right, we have 9. And 10. And a 21. So, how this works, since this is probably something a little new to most of you, literally, you're going to tell me what skill you want to use and what you're doing. And I'll either agree or change what skill it is. So let's say, like, I want to use athletics to do something that's obviously magical, like, nah, you're using Arcana. This does allow you to play with the narrative a little bit more. You can assume things that exist that don't necessarily, like, I haven't explained. Like, let's say you want to try to get, try to find a new path, maybe over like a large stump, and you jump over it using athletics, and that will, buy you some time from the hook horror. You can come up with that stump.
Okay. Real quick, while we're describing rules, Al has donated and given the first Al crit of the season. To describe Al crit, which everyone who doesn't know what it is, it's either a nat 1 or a nat 20. You roll a d2 to find out what it is, and once you say, I use the Al crit, then you roll a d2. A 1 is a 1, a 2 is a 20, and you have to use it then and there. Right. The first two have gone to Bird and Ginge.
I've died or almost died so many times last campaign because of this. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
That is the fickle fate of Al.
I like that. That's fun. So we're gonna start things off with Cardis. You guys have started running, and not only is this one,
22.
You're running, and then you think you see the hook horror kind of like stop, and it starts like poking at one of the boars that's on the ground, and you think you're safe for like the brief of seconds before a second one comes out of the bush and starts chasing after you guys.
Oh, fuck you, Ethan.
Oh no.
You shit.
Well, because I'm the biggest, I would like to use survival to find an efficient path. Find and or carve an efficient path through the woods with my running ahead of everybody.
There's one more thing I need to note.
Mm-hmm.
If you succeed on a particular skill, you may not use that skill again in the skill challenge. If you fail a particular skill, nobody can use that skill again in a skill challenge.
All right, guys, let's sneak past this thing.
That is an option.
All right. Yeah, so I'll do that.
Go ahead and roll me that survival. All right, you're trying to out-trick this thing and forge paths. The problem is you're so big that any trail you blaze, the hook horror can also follow.
Yeah, and I don't know this area at all. So
no, you don't know where you're going. You guys are just running at this point. Bested.
Okay, so I want to use a spell. How does that play into this?
So you can either use a spell and gain a success.
Okay.
Or if the spell doesn't guarantee success, I might make you roll with advantage.
Okay, cool. So, all right, here's what it is. So I have the spell, create or destroy water.
Okay.
You can destroy up to 10 gallons of water, i.e. the stream area, in an open container within range, the stream. Alternatively, you destroy it and it creates fog. So that's my. Wait, did I read that right? I read that wrong entirely. Destroy water. No, you can just destroy fog. You can't create fog. Shit. Okay, never mind. I don't do that.
Okay.
I don't do that. I learn to read, and then I trip someone else. No, I continue going.
Okay.
So we left one of the boars, right? Is that what we established that? Okay.
There's one hook horror munching at it right now.
Okay, shit. And so we have 10 pounds. How many boars did we grab? None?
You didn't manage to grab any whole boars.
Okay, cool. And how far are we from the original scene?
At this point, probably 100 feet.
Okay, shit.
You guys we're mid-run at this point.
Yeah.
There's speed lines and...
Yeah. Man. I had one skill, guys. Shit. I'm gonna try to roll nature, right? I want to know about these hook horrors so I can at least inform my allies better on how best to avoid hook horror death.
Yeah, for sure. You've seen it now, so you have a new piece of information.
Get you! Fuck yeah!
That is a success. Which I will mark down. They actually are blind and follow via echolocation. So if you can trick their echolocation in certain ways by making sounds elsewhere or that sort of thing, yeah, their sight is based entirely by hearing.
Okay. Having seen Ren do some shit like that before, he kind of like quickly, like mid-run, like crunching on leaves and whatever, he looks around and like does this to everybody. And then he does the only thing he can think of in silent mode is he looks to Ren and points to her and does shadow fingers because that's the only thing he saw her do, and he's hoping that she can figure it out.
Seeing that, and since it's her turn, I think she doesn't know what he's saying, and so she is like thinks he's doing like creepy dude hand things, and she looks over at Salim and is just like ugh. She's super uncomfortable for a moment, and then doesn't say anything, and she's going to run away in the opposite direction.
Can we go rewind real quick? What is creepy dude hands? When have you encountered
I don't know,
a
like
person?
there's a guy like being creepy and just making creepy hand gestures.
When have you encountered a person who does this?
Yeah, you run the other way, which is what I'm doing. Kids, run away. Life lessons. Yeah, she's gonna run away, and I'm gonna use. Oh man, can I use persuasion?
What?
I want to. The one that's chasing Cardis. I just want to be like, hey, maybe leave her alone, and we'll leave you alone. And we can all just leave each other alone. She's just yelling after this monster.
You persuade to follow you.
Go ahead and roll it.
She's gonna pull out some of the meat that we got to try to lure it out. Like she has her hand out and she's just trying to persuade it to like eat that instead.
Okay. Go and roll it. You actually manage to slow it down a little bit with that. You've kind of confused it. You've thrown some meat at it. It kind of stops and just scoops it up and gobbles it away real quick, and then keeps chasing after you. But it gives you that extra breathing room.
Okay.
By the way, how skill challenges work is for the DCs. Based on what you reason, I have like a plus and minus on a base DC to play with.
That's pretty great.
So
was that minus?
Super minus. You zoom it up. But you pass, so it's fine.
I've never seen a DC
right.
go that high before. All the way up.
All right. Salim.
So Salim, seeing creepy dude hands, but as a dude himself, who probably has had this gesture mistaken sometimes, understands where Vestian is coming from. Understands the idea here is to be sneaky, is to not make noise. So with the extra room that we have made by Ren, as they're running through the forest, maybe we see like one of these like giant trees. We see like kind of like a carved out, like kind of hollowed out section of one, and Salim points to it and like looking down at the crunching leaves is like, quick, we stop making noise, we hide in here for just a moment, let it pass and we go the other way. And so plans to like kind of hide out in an area where we won't make any crunching noises, step on any twigs, move any stones or anything, and just wait for it to run past us. Okay. And I want to roll a stealth for that if I could.
That makes sense.
Cool. Let's see what happens.
You do manage to, your plan works, sort of. The problem is it doesn't leave you alone, but you have, it's sort of like walking around, kind of like clicking it, like it knows where it lost you, but doesn't know exactly where you are. So after, while it's like in the wrong direction, and kind of far away, you guys are like, let's go now. Right? It's sort of like, now's our best time to leave because it's not leaving the area, but you do get a nice breather. You catch your breath, and it's success. And then we go back down to Cardis.
Okay. Well, if I knew what Vestin knew, I could...
What? You guys have you all huddled into this like.
Oh, we're huddled,
and have since then broken off. Like,
okay.
You guys are running again. We're back in the middle.
So we've moved on. Okay.
Yeah.
Montage. Okay. So has he told me this thing about?
Yeah. If I can do that in a quiet enough way that I can just say, like, I think at first he looks to Red. He's like, "What are you doing? We have to be quiet. They see by hearing. Use your magic."
All right. When I hear this, I will go, oh, yeah, so I can, and I'll turn around, and I will use thaumaturgy.
Okay.
To make like a sort of rumbling thunder noise.
I'm gonna ask you to make an intimidation with advantage.
Okay. So I'm trying to make it like away from us in a sort of far away direction. Oh boy.
Unfortunately, you just make a lot of noise while casting the spell. Like there's thunder and stuff, but it seems more interested in you making the thunder. Because there's a verbal component to thaumaturgy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So it's still chasing after you, and because you have to slow down a little bit to because you can't be breathing heavily to cast the spell. You have to you kind of slow down a little bit, and it does take a little bit of a swipe at you, which we will resolve later. You
okay.
You get a little hurt, but you keep running.
Yep. All right.
Perfect.
Yep.
Get wrecked.
And move on. Bestian.
Shit. All right. So we've used stealth, persuasion, nature, survival, and intimidation.
Survival and intimidation are off the board.
Right. Survival and intimidation are off the board. Shit, guys. Okay. And we huddled and we're back to running, right?
Yeah, you're running currently.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to use perception because that's all I got left. I'm going to use perception, and I want to look for, because we're in the autumnal forests here, I want to look for a path that is perhaps wet leaves or moss covered or the least crunchy path possible so that we can take a quieter route.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you some perception. Yes! 18.
All right. You succeed, and things now happen.
Okay.
All right. First of all, we need to resolve the fact that two of you did fail.
I think it was actually just one of us twice.
Was it?
Yeah. It was just Maddie twice.
Okay.
Just me.
Sorry,
Just
Maddie.
Everything.
I'm
That's okay.
I'm taking a little swipe at you.
That's okay.
All right. So the second one hits.
Okay.
Would that have knocked you out?
I have 5 hit points.
Okay.
Sorry, my computer's being slow all of a
So
sudden.
you have 5 total
unless-
right now? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so unless someone uses an ability right now, you're gonna get eaten.
So Salim will absolutely come in with the first level cure wounds.
Okay, so it's sort of like a narratively you see the swipe and you see her, like, the adrenaline is keeping her going, but after a little bit you realize that she's not doing well, so you slap on the heal cure wounds.
Okay, that is a D8 plus charisma.
Yes.
You should be able to click it in.
It should just
I'm bad at setting things up sometimes. So let's do this. 9. Up for 9 HP.
Oh, that's my maximum. All right.
All right, and as Vestian seeks out wetter paths to make less noise, I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Me?
Yeah.
I succeed.
Yes, sort of. So you go to running on the softer, you're making less noise. There's like some lichen here and some moss and that sort of stuff. And then your foot just goes through it. And you tumble through this like peat moss sort of stuff. Drop about 20 feet into a pool of water.
Good. That's noisy.
Taking 2 damage. Everyone else, you're up on the top of the sinkhole that has now opened up as he tore through all this moss that was covering it. It's about 10 feet in diameter. You have a hook horror right behind you. You need to make a decision. Do you go in the hole? Do you stay up here?
Can we get it to fall in the hole?
Can I use prestidigitation to try to get it away from us? Like maybe screaming behind him. Or is this a react or jump?
This is like, do you jump in or not? You have a moment right here, right before it starts swiping.
Can I run to the other side of the hole so it falls in?
You can attempt. Yeah, let's say you go. You're just gonna run around.
Yeah.
What about everyone else?
Yeah. Wait. Did someone fall in already?
Vestin is inside the sinkhole.
Oh, he's in there.
Yeah, he's in there.
Okay.
You heard him go and then splash.
Okay. Then we don't want the hook horror down there. It will attack him, and that would be bad.
It has bone arms.
Yeah. So I think I'll jump down there with him.
Okay. If you want to do it safely, you can. You can just give me a quick athletics check, or you can climb down safely. That doesn't require a check.
Can I use acrobatics to climb?
Not to climb, but to fall safely, you could.
To fall safely. Okay. So yeah, I'll kind of like roll down, tumble down the side.
You manage to not. You basically let the water cushion your blow as you kind of jump in.
Right.
It's about knee high, maybe not on you. It's probably like mid shin. For a normal person of 5'6" to 6 foot, it's about knee height. As you're sort of helping Vestin up, you guys both notice 2 things. One is a giant cave entrance, and your splashing has caused clicking to sound from inside of it. The other looks to be a strange stone door.
This is the worst day of my life. My dad's gonna be so mad.
You're soaking, you're cold, you're tired.
Yeah, I'm wet. There's several hook horrors. I'm on a prank show.
This is pretty standard life for Cardus.
This is
nothing
terrible.
new. This is Tuesday.
Another hole.
Oh, another hook horror. Great.
For you, it is the worst day of your life. For me, it is Tuesday.
Oh.
It's true. This is our new Tuesday from now to forever. There's a large stone door. Does it look like it opens?
It looks like you might be able to get it to open.
Some fable shit. Okay, yeah, I think how you said how deep is this hole that I'm in?
You dropped about 20 feet.
Oh yeah, fuck, I can't get out of that. Yeah, he's going for the door.
Okay.
Yeah, he's probably splashing, right? Because he knows there's a hook horror outside coming, and it sounds like there's another one coming from the other side, so he's gonna move towards this door as quickly as
Do you
possible.
say anything to your friends above?
I mean, he's assuming they're gonna jump in the hole. To be perfectly honest
Okay.
with you, there's a hook horror up there for sure. There's maybe one here.
The hook horror had enough time, like there was enough distance between it and you, that it's not just going to fall into the hole. As you'd hoped when you're running around it. It's just sort of chasing you around the hole now.
Yeah, they might hear, like, he'll look to Cardis, who jumped down here gracefully. They might hear him up top say, the door! And then the splashing.
Okay.
I'm sure they'll heal at least one of the two of those things.
So Salim and Ren are both up top.
Hearing that, then Salim will look towards Ren and just kind of sigh and say, his father will be awful disappointed in us if we come back without his precious boy. We really should go get him. And look down and I guess begin to climb downwards.
You're going to climb down? Or jump down?
Let's see.
Let's
Let's jump down. Let's
Alright.
jump.
Give me athletics or acrobatics. All right. You're taking 3 points of bludgeoning damage, but
Nailed it.
you're down there now. You hit the water hard. Like, despite her size, Cardis managed to use the water to help cushion her blow. You just kind of landed, and just hurts. Like, it hurts your shins. Like, you still landed pretty hard into this water.
And it's not deep either. You just like ate
Yeah.
it.
And you
I come down like expecting a cannonball and just
yeah.
It's like when you
Knees are in my
underestimate.
stomach
It's when you
now.
underestimate the shallow end and you eat it, but you got to get up real quick to look cool in front of the kids. You're like, no, I didn't just. My tailbone's fine.
Yeah.
I normally walk this way. It's all right.
And Ren.
Oh boy.
He's at high strength.
She really wants to.
You're
Oh.
currently running around the hole with the hook horror behind you.
Her
Playing that game.
the adult that she looks to for guidance has told her to do something, so she's gonna do it.
Okay.
You just hear a really loud sigh, loud enough that it echoes down there as she jumps down.
All right. Roll it.
Oh boy. You said athletics or acrobats? Or
Mhm.
acrobatics.
All right. You take 2 bludgeoning damage. So Vestian and Cardis, you guys have gotten to the door while they were still trying to like argue about stuff, and you've noticed that it's actually packed in with dirt a little bit. And you're gonna have to find something to wedge in there and pry it open. There's no handle either.
You know, Ethan, that's information I could have used before I started splashing around. Like some
You
kind
have
of
dark
clown.
vision?
No. Okay. You know what? You fucking jerk. Shit.
It looks thick enough to get like your axe into. If you really wanted to try.
Real nice axe. I don't really have anything else. Literally, all I have is my. You know what? Wait, do I have blah 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 blah? Thousands of items that you gave me? Nope. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna put the. I'm gonna grab the axe by like the back of the head, and just sort of jam it in there and begin to start to wrench this thing open as best I possibly can. Hopefully,
Alright.
everyone can see this.
So while you're trying to start prying this open, you see the hook horror start gingerly, like it kind of sees you guys all jump in there, kind of looks around, clicking, judges that it's probably not good for it, and like hooks onto the edge of the cliff and starts climbing down slowly.
Can I cast prestidigitation outside the hole?
You can.
It's gonna sound a lot like that thing's mom calling it to come home.
What do you think that sounds like?
I had something, but it's nope. I couldn't do it.
Bradley, get back inside!
Bradley.
You forgot your sweater. Cast that guy.
Why is his mom a
Alright.
7-year-old Jewish lady from Brooklyn? You forgot your sweater. Get back in the house.
it's got your scent too much. It's got blood on its hooks. It's like you're doing this magic, and it doesn't seem at all interested in what you're doing.
With dark vision, can I see that Vestian is like trying to prop this door open
Yes.
with his axe? Cool. Can I go assist him with my scimitar, which is probably a lot thinner blade than his massive battle axe? And the two of us working together to prop it open might work better than just him.
All right, Mike, go and roll me athletics with advantage.
Dope. Yeah.
All
Nailed
right.
it.
You guys managed to. It has this. You like crack it open. The dirt all falls out of the seam, and you guys pry it open, and it drags along the stone ground that you didn't only just notice now is hewn stone on the ground right in front of this door. The inside is like, you get sort of this where would the cold air from inside rushes at you. It's even colder down here, and it smells. It has like a heavy earthly smell to it.
Okay.
But I imagine you all rush inside.
Yeah, are we able to... So I think Vestian is the last one to go. And is there a way that he can close this door from the inside? Like,
There
he
is,
feels
but-
around, because I'm sure he can't see shit.
You can. There's actually like something to grab to close it on this side.
Okay, yeah, then once he's sure everyone's in, he's going to grab onto that and sort of yank this thing closed.
All right. So you guys all pile inside. It's dark. There's no light. There's no light. Like there's light from the sinkhole before, but as soon as you close this door, it's pitch black, and you hear the and it's silent. There's no light, no sound. It's just deadly silent in here.
You hear some quiet rummaging, and then you hear like a click, 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 as Vestian lights a torch.
All right.
Well, I have dark vision, so I'm fine.
Well, I
Oh.
don't.
That's right.
I'm immediately gonna push the door, closed behind us. And try to-
It's been closed. And
Yeah.
when you go to look at it again, you notice that there's, you're right next to it. You can see that there's dirt in the cracks again, and you hear on the other side of the big door the scratching of bone on stone.
We
but
should
it doesn't look like it's getting in.
In a little further, I think.
Yeah. Does anyone know what this is?
I've never seen it before.
Can Ren go out in front? She has I think it's 120 feet.
Oh, okay. So through the flickering of torchlight and heaving of breaths, so that's pretty much the only sound you hear is you guys, breathing heavily, tired, exhausted, all that good stuff. You can see like a corridor, like the wall. Its walls were once entirely stone tiled, but earth and root have found their way inside and discarded loose stone tiles everywhere. The air doesn't feel like, now that you're kind of acclimating to it, doesn't feel as stagnant as you would think in sort of like an enclosed space. So you think it might open up further inside. And as you walk a little bit further, you can hear the sound of trickling water.
Vestian kind of looks to Cardis and says, "Hey, do you mind?" And he holds the torch up to you.
And I'll hold the.
And you see him like a school kid. He kind of takes his backpack off and puts it on front ways. You see him rummaging through things, and he pulls out that same ink vial and the same scroll, and he's flattened his bag down with a bunch of shit that's in there, and is now writing on top of his bag as he's trying to do his best and cartograph wherever the hell he thinks we are in the actual the island of the north, and try to mark this place down.
Roll me a cartography
Absolutely.
to see if you remember, know exactly.
So
where you're going.
bad. I fell in
You
water.
mark a spot.
I fell in water, guys.
No, you actually you mark a spot on your map. This is where it's at.
Yeah. Shit. So you see him confidently mark something and then roll it up, and he puts that back in the tube and pulls out another piece of paper, and he begins to cartograph the hallway, and when it bends, he's basically drawing a map of this place.
Okay. Not too far. As you guys are walking along, you do see it opens up, like there's a side opening. There's a small room inside. The ashes of an old campfire sit in the center, and the skeletal remains of a Norman warrior lie crumpled in the corner.
Oh. I will go and look at the remains.
There's almost nothing left here, just bone. Like,
Okay.
bugs have started to, like, there's like a spider web inside of its chest cavity.
All right.
If this was you would expect that this body, if it was a Norman warrior, would have been covered in metals and irons and armor and weapons and all. You don't see any of that here.
Are the stone walls are bare? There's nothing. There's no like features here.
They're like literally, I'm gonna say like 2 foot by 2 foot stone tiles, almost exactly.
Okay.
In fact, exactly 2 foot by 2 foot stone tiles. On the walls in the bottom are 5 by 5.
Okay.
Guess the body should have weapons and armor.
How long does it seem like that campfire remain? Like, has that been recently lit? Did it go out ages and ages ago?
Give me an investigation. That's a little more,
Sure, absolutely.
a little more sciencey.
Here we go.
This is at least like a decade old.
No one's been here for quite some time. I think we might want to move on before we end up like points to the remains.
Something you do notice in the ashes, though, kind of preserved in the ash, is a strange footprint. About this big.
Yet there is something here, and he'll point that out to everyone to make sure anyone who wants to come look at it can.
Yeah, I'll look at it.
Is there another Norman town, city, civilization on the island, or is this like Hostad is like the primary?
Hostad is the only one remaining. There used to be 2 others, and they've since been abandoned.
Okay. And I assume neither of them were underground.
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to roll a history here to see, like, there's a Norman skeleton. This is at least a decade old per Salim. I want to see if this, as a Norman, this holds any significance to me.
All right, and roll that history.
Holy shit, I'm the best in the world!
You've heard stories
Nice.
of the Lord, who is the creator god of the world, one of the 4 remaining gods, used to use Norsate as a laboratory. This is where he did all of his physics experiments, and built these vast underground chambers in which to test them.
That's not great.
They've long since been abandoned, and things have likely taken root back in them.
Okay. Fuck me, right?
And because you did crit that, I'm going to give you another piece of information. That footprint, probably a goblin. Goblins exist in the old places, the forgotten places, the places that just kind of get forgotten, because they are agents of entropy. They literally make things old by various different ways, including making rust appear on iron, painting moss on walls, that sort of thing.
Okay, so yeah, I think as like Salim points out the footprint, and as Cardis is like walking over there, you hear more rummaging, like that quiet rummage of the putting the inkwell away, and then you see him pull his axe back out, and he says, "We need to move fast. I think I know what this is, and I think." And he kind of points to like the body and the fireplace. I think there are goblins about.
I was gonna roll for history as well.
Okay.
because it's one of her best skills. And her parents were also Romans, so.
Yeah. You would have gotten some of the same information. You would have known that long ago the Lord did take place, did reside here on the island, and built these vast underground structures. You wouldn't have gotten all the science information.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Do you guys continue along?
Ren will, not knowing any of the dangerous part, have her staff out, a quarterstaff, and she's just kind of walking along, having a good time. She's walking out front because she could see pretty far, ahead. So yeah, just keeping an eye out.
Okay. I've got my my rapier out, and yeah, I'm keeping an eye on everything. And I imagine the roof under here is a bit low, so I'm probably bent a little uncomfortably.
It's actually about 10 feet tall.
Oh, hey.
Nice.
The Lord was... So the gods in this world actually existed. They're physical beings within the world. All stories of the Lord say he's very tall.
Well, clearly I was made in his image.
A little bit. The Titans were actually picked out from the human population, taken from the humans, put on top of mountains and said, you guys did great things, yell at the sky for me.
Old man yells at cloud. The people.
Yes! Get off my planet.
There's bad things in space. You gotta yell at them.
I feel the same.
All right. It'd help if I was reading dialogue unmuted.
That's fine.
Yeah, or not dialogue, monologue, description. In a combination of time and unusual geometry, this area appears to be the ruins of some lost construction. Its unusual shapes, unusable corridors, and unstable archways all point to this being a lord's ruin, which I've just informed you what it was. Taylor, I actually explained some of this already.
Perfect.
Basically, he was trying to understand his own laws that he had made, because he made physics, but didn't understand how they worked. So he basically spent a millennia writing out all the equations.
So you work backwards from what you make. Huh.
That's how I do it.
Passing through this path is a small brook. Small rocks kind of dot this little brook that comes through here with slick moss. And that moss also covers most of the abandoned pillars. The air is chilly, and a slight draft passes through the sort of corridor you're leading in.
Yeah, I think Vestin is trying his best, axe out, trying to still scribble as best he can, but it's like a roughshod kind of map. He'll touch it up later, but he's trying to map the corridors so that worst case scenario we know how to get back to the door and fight a hookar as opposed to a horde of hell goblins.
Yeah, the sort of, because this kind of goes up some staircases over an arch that didn't work.
Yep.
That has fallen apart, and you'd have to just get over it. There is another corridor you can keep on moving through, but so far you've not found any branching paths.
Okay.
Any more signs of footprints or anything in here, or does everything just kind of seem old and?
Now that you've seen the little goblin, they're sort of very big duck footprints. They're webbed and have 3 points. You see them all over the mud, next to this little brook.
Okay. Then we just continue to proceed with caution, very slowly, and just kind of.
Yeah.
Not much exciting has happened yet. As you kind of get through this main passage, now things start to open up and go in different directions. There's many paths. Most of them don't make sense. You'll see staircases that just go into the ceiling, and circles, but based off of the way your like perception of it worked, didn't actually make a full circle. And you know those rooms that are built so that the perspective is weird? Like you walk a few steps and it from here it looks fine, but as soon as you walk into it, you're like crunched up in the corner. He's playing with perspective as well.
Cardus, that room makes you look very tall. Wait, no, you're just. Never mind.
Yeah, some of the you've tried to follow some of the staircases, and they literally tip you off of them as you walk while you try to go up them.
So like the final scene of Labyrinth we got going on here. Some MC Escher business.
Yes.
It's like the Winchester house.
It's actually the Winchester
But we're the
house.
babies trying to climb the steps.
And you continue down these paths, you get lost a couple times. But you do end up making it to what it's a big circular room that has sort of like seating arranged on the side. In the center stands a wooden platform that looks like it probably would fall at any moment due to its shoddy construction and the mold that's growing all over it. Maybe the mold is what's holding it together. Mushrooms grow all around the base. And somewhere echoing off the round walls is the sound of a rhythmic humming. Just sort of a...
That sound I'm definitely interested in. Where is that coming from?
You can't quite tell because it's echoing around because of the stone building.
Okay.
Have I heard that sound, or would I know if I've heard that sound before?
I mean, it just sounds like something singing.
Is it a familiar song? Is it a song like a tune or anything that I would know?
No, it doesn't even follow its own meter. Like it's falling in and out of sync with itself at points.
Well, this annoys me clearly.
Yeah, it's if you're a musical person, this is awful. This is absolutely the worst.
How do we feel about goblins? Like, are they accepted? Are they just kind of these beings of the gods who create chaos and entropy, or are they enemies?
So meta. Jump into the meta real quick. They are literally the agents of the coyote. They are seen as a nuisance. If anyone actually did steal your sock, it was probably a goblin. There's actually a goblin who steals socks. Specifically your left one. It was the left sock. Because they're monsters. But like, if you don't move things around in your house enough, a goblin will come in and dust all your shelves. There's goblins who make things rot. There's goblins who make things rust. Like they're
The pranksters of this world.
They're pranksters, but they're actually their job is to make things old.
Okay.
So yes, they're a physical thing in the world that makes things old. There's actually a goblin who draws wrinkles on people's faces.
So do our characters know this?
Your characters know a little bit. They know the stories. They would know, it'd be like you can't leave an uncooked beast outside because a goblin will come and rot it.
Yeah.
Right. So think of all the things that you know that like make it a
Superstitions.
goblin did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to keep
Okay.
milk cool or the goblins get into it.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. These goblins, they don't know how to sing.
I should mention there's the doorway you came out of, and then there's 3 more exits out of this room.
Hmm.
Hmm.
It looks like a small, like, not pedestal, but it looks like where someone might stand to give a speech to these empty seats that are around.
Okay. Doesn't look like I could get up there though.
Oh, you would crush it instantly.
Yeah.
You would just fall right through it.
I'm kind of I amuse myself for a minute by thinking about just totally destroying it. And and then I go and investigate one of the doors.
They're not doors, they're just open archways.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna just look down one of them.
You want left, right, center?
Left.
Left. To the left, it goes a little bit and then it opens up into another chamber. The only thing that you can see from your vantage point from just poking your head in is at the end you see like a cloaked figure made of stone that has antlers coming out and growing along the walls.
Nicely done. Antler statue.
If I approach the platform in the center of the room, is there any kind of markings on it? Is it just an old wooden platform? Is there anything left to it?
No, it's just kind of there. It's not super exciting. The mushrooms might be.
Ooh, yeah. As someone who has an herbalism kit, may I take a look at these shrooms? Or do a nature check or something to see if I can discern like what they could be used for, or if they're worth collecting.
Let's see. I know I wrote that down. Mushrooms. Go ahead and give me a nature check.
Actually, I'm going to use one of the owl crits.
Oh.
Let's truly leave this up to fate. I have no idea what these mushrooms are.
No. The exact opposite. These are safe to eat. You should take as many as possible.
I look at is anyone hungry? What fortuitous luck. There's a snack here, and I pick up a few and start putting them in a bottle.
You might have
or
to
a sack. Well, just for future reference. Well, I've got a whole thing ready here to go.
Can I roll mine to see if I know if those are actually safe or not?
Only if you don't tell him.
Done. I know, and you don't. Great.
These are, while safe to eat, a bit hallucinogenic.
Oh yeah, Ren's gonna be like, "Oh, I have seen those in the book that I was studying. It's fine, really."
Yeah, they're safe to eat. Everything.
Yeah, they're great. As many as you can eat at once because they're not very filling.
Oh, wonderful! I'll cook these up later, and we can all feast on them together.
I'll gather some for us. You eat those.
Are you sure? I don't mind. I would love to share.
I know you would. You're great. And she just looks over to looks up to Cardus and just goes, and then just goes back to looking down the next archway.
Do you want the right or the center?
The center.
The center looks like it goes into more sort of twisty hallways.
Okay, she'll tell the group that.
Meanwhile, you still hear that?
Is that the direction we hear it from? The center?
It kind of echoes
It
around.
reverberates? Okay.
You try to pinpoint it?
Yeah. No, I mean, he hears a humming, right? And it's clearly identifiable as a humming. And he literally just a few minutes ago told everyone, hey, there's goblins. He's made the leap that it's probably a goblin, and he wants nothing to do with it. But yeah, he's continuing to map as best he can. And he like maps the branching paths and then starts to follow Ren towards the middle path.
Okay. Did we look on the right-hand side?
You did not.
Okay, I'll have a look in there.
More than anything else, you don't see much in there because there's no like definable things in there. It smells very earthy. Have you ever smelled a compost pit?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of earthy, but like that sickly sweet grossness. That kind of that's what's coming from that room. It smells like a compost pit.
Good. Delicious. And then I go down, follow the rest of them.
Now I just can't stop thinking about it like an actual bed made of compost that someone's sleeping on top of.
There probably is.
Yeah.
Goblins.
Yeah. Now I'm uncomfortable about how gross goblins are. as a race.
So
Yeah,
actually, in this world, they are Fae. They are
That's
actually
racist.
fairy people.
even worse. Disgusting. Yeah, Vestine kind of, he's walking absent-mindedly, and he probably like bumps Ren, and he's, where are we going?
She would, when he bumped into her, you hear, huh? And when she turns around, how close is the light? Can you see her face under her hood? Like close enough, you think?
Cardus has the light, so
So you probably wouldn't. It would probably be cast down, and you would just see her look up, and you would just see the white eyes glowing a little bit. Just be careful. Just there's a lot going on in here. I don't want to get hurt. 'Cause I fall easily. If you can tell.
I noticed that. I saw you fall
Okay.
pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone saw.
Did I mention there's goblins around?
Oh yeah, cool.
Okay.
You should probably look out where you're going for goblins. Then, just saying.
Yeah, that humming is probably the goblin.
Oh,
Why?
As you can tell. by
That being offbeat is really making me crazy.
how- he looks to Ren and says, "This way."
Ren's gonna look down the hall. It's still going. There's no branches from what she can see.
It does. It's sort of like the previous area where it kind of branches off and it looks unusual,
Okay.
like more of the ruin testing areas.
Okay. Yeah, she's just gonna keep walking through the dark, trying to see if she can find any type of anything that sticks out.
You're gonna go down that path.
Yep.
Okay.
Vestian keeps marking like doors that we don't go down.
Okay. So, do you go far? You guys just leaving this area? That's my question.
I'm just
No,
following Vestian. I have no light source, so as soon as I'm in pitch darkness, I kind of stop and look back to see where everyone
Oh,
is.
yeah, I have your torch,
Yeah.
and I've been holding it up really high, to get the good light for everybody.
Perfect.
Um,
You're just scraping along the ceiling. As you go.
Like Lady Liberty.
This is helping.
and yeah, the horn's just not that far from the ceiling. Yeah.
I need fan art of that, by the way. If someone could draw a giant tiefling with huge horns as Lady Liberty, that'd be great. Thanks.
Ethan, get on that.
That would be good.
Yeah, I think Ren's just walking straight until something happens, or she sees something where it's a good stopping point.
Yeah.
That is an option. Okay. So you guys get back into sort of the labyrinthine part of this ruin. However, this part's a little harder to navigate. We're not going to do like a room by room, blow by blow. I'm going to have you guys make a skill check real quick.
Sure.
So have the party make a collective skill check. So that means all of you are going to make one skill check, and then if half of you pass, you all pass. So using whatever skill makes the most sense to them, typically perception, survival, intelligence, or masonry is an option here. And if you succeed, you're gonna make it through this path.
I'm gonna roll survival.
Okay, so you're just trying to keep track of things, follow paths.
What does that mean?
That means you get 2 successes that count towards the party check.
Did I win the whole game?
That was awesome.
So if half the party succeeds, we succeed, and I just get 2 successes. So
Yeah, so you guys are actually good. Like just based off the double 20, or I guess it's only single 20, but the double 20 as well.
Ren feels like you've got this. You guys doing great.
Salim is still very happy about his mushrooms and is just kind of
super proud of those.
You guys are fine. You don't get lost. Nothing finds you. Which is good. There's some spooky stuff down here.
Good. I have 5 hit points. I don't have time for your spooky shit, Ethan.
So, the fact that you guys succeeded actually with 3 checks instead of 2 and you did well. This only takes you about 45 minutes until between where we last saw you in the audience chamber and to the next scene. So you guys wander for 45 minutes through these impossible hallways and twisting corridors and staircases that go nowhere in the dark. However, as you kind of get to the end of that 45 minutes, you start noticing that there are signs of other things other than these weird stone constructions. You see walls sprinkled with moss. You see little signs of wood kind of put down, and you see lots of just like little almost like signposts, and you guys actually pick up on that and start following those. And then you find a single heavy door. But you've not seen a single door the entire time you've been here. The door looks to be like a solid timber sprinkled with some more of this moss. The hinges and braces appear to be covered in rust. And light shines in through the uneven gaps in the door and the like below the frame.
So it seems like if we want to open this, we're gonna have to do something similar, break the rust off, or just pry the door open or something. Like we can't just open this sucker.
I mean, you could try. You haven't tried opening it.
Okay, cool. I would like to. If I could very daintily, very gently try to open it. If I could stealthily try to like kind of push it open or pull it open.
Go ahead.
Do you have a
Gingerly
pinky
open
out?
the door.
While you're doing it.
Ugh.
You do that. You got your pinky out. You grab the door handle, and the door handle just falls off and makes a big old clanking noise. Like you didn't have enough of a hand on it to like catch it. Like you tried, you like stumbled with it for a second, and it just clanged to the floor. And you hear a voice from the other side. Hey! Hey! Who there? Who what?
Goblins.
We are the very scary adventurers.
Ren's gonna use intimidation and back her up.
Secret password!
I'm just gonna make my my heavy metal growling noise back at him and try and intimidate. Can I roll? I will try.
You can. Actually, don't worry about it. There's no response.
Ren says the password, passphrase, excuse me, goblins rule. And then she waits for the response on the other side of the door.
Very true, but not password. Go away.
Very true.
Some god pride right there.
Man.
Come on, man. We just get lost in here. Open the door.
No.
Come on.
Yeah.
I
I'm gonna
didn't-
say,
Like,
I'm just gonna get this out of the way. If
please.
you're gonna just like, no, come on, no, come on. Have this for like 5 minutes.
Please.
I will tell you a story.
No.
We may not have the password, but we have many fine wares and interesting items that we would be willing to give you. As he looks to the party, shaking his head no as he's saying all this. Please, just let us in and we will gladly furnish you with all the things we have.
We have a bunch of mushrooms.
Yes, we have a bunch of mushrooms. We would love to share.
Meat?
Yes, mushroom meat.
Is there a keyhole?
The handle's fallen off, so you could just look through that.
She's gonna take a piece of meat that was kind of like off shredded on the side and like push it with her finger through the door knob hole.
Passing a Slim Jim through this keyhole.
As you just get like it just barely through the other side of the door, you can feel like a force take it, and then just slurp it.
Maybe cook. Do you?
Very, very good meat. Friends, they have meats. Let inside.
Oh shit.
And you hear one's like, yeah, let them inside. And the door opens.
Hey.
Let me.
How many are there in there that she can?
Yeah,
So
what do
many.
we see when this thing opens wide?
Do I have? Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna throw you on the map.
So many. You're gonna be here. We're super fucked.
You're fine. Oop, I lost you. And we're back. Okay. I'm gonna post you here.
These are, not to be a total shield, but also to be a total shield, these are very fine maps.
I know,
I really
weird.
are.
You can get them by typing in !Northseat in the chat.
I'm sorry, Mike, I missed that. Could you repeat that one more time so I know where to get these?
!Northseat in the chat.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. I can't wait to pick up my own copy.
Book 1, which is what we're playing through right now,
Let's
is
see.
totally free.
That was completely unplanned and organic, guys.
You see, as you kind of... Oh, why did you went sideways? That's not right. So the door opens up, and you see this very, froggish looking egg with these tiny little stubby legs and big old arms, like snail eyes, kind of like, come in, meat trades. And it kind of ushers you inside the room.
Okay.
You see what looks to be like a bigger goblin wearing a bucket on their head and has like half a door as a shield. Kind of more like a salamander. It's got a long tail and a bigger head. You see one that looks very squat, and he's currently painting moss on the wall. And then the last one is sitting by the fire, sneezing, just every now and then, kind of like shaking their head, and dandruff comes out of it.
Ugh.
This place is unpleasant, by the way. Like it looks nice, but it has a smell to it. Damp, and there's mushrooms and moss everywhere.
Thank you for allowing us into your homestead. It is quite lovely, and I mean that sincerely.
Meat. Kind of just
Yes, it is nice to meet you. Oh, meat. Yes. Okay.
points
Great.
to the table.
What do you have to give us?
All right. They're like, okay, this many meats, you can pass. This many meats. And he grabs the monster's hand and like grabs both of their hands as well, and like points them all both. This many meats, and then it's two pairs of hands at this point. We also give you meat statue. Go get the meat statue. And then nudges, and you see him kind of waddle over and grab what looks to be like a gold statue of a coyote with a cracked gem in the center of it. Something I forgot to mention, because don't think I wrote a description here. You do see what looks to be a statue of the Fool in the center of this room, covered in moss and mushroom. Or no, not covered in anything. Like, it's pristine. This is the only thing of this room that is perfectly clean.
Is it that big star in the center?
Yeah.
Dope.
The statue star.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know maps.
Yeah.
That statue is quite special. Can you tell me more about it or the gem that holds within it? Where did you find this at? What does it represent? What does it mean?
Oh. Words. You many words.
What that? He points at the statue.
Oh!
So better.
Statue of most glorious coyote. Coyote best. They all nod.
From where?
Here!
You get.
Here.
Make? You make?
No. Find. Find
Fine.
and pile.
Ah.
I didn't realize he
covered
spoke
in-
goblin.
Me either, but it's quite simple actually when you think about it. Cool. Very good. Very good.
Mm.
Help me out here, Bastian. Come on.
You,
I don't speak goblin, I'm sorry.
10 meat. Or other 10 twice meat.
2 handfuls of meat.
So, do I know how much we have, or remember how much we have, and how much we're supposed to deliver?
All of it and 10 pounds. Reverse that. We have 10 pounds of meat and we're supposed to deliver all of it.
You actually currently have 30 pounds of meat.
Yeah.
That's what Cardis took.
I thought, oh, I have 10. That's what it is. I have 10 things.
How
Yeah,
many
I
of
know.
these guys are there?
There's 4 of them. You see all the goblins in the room.
So, you goblins are, you busy in here.
Mm-hmm. Not many things to do. You're gonna walk around them like that?
Yeah.
Hey! No leave. No leave without pay.
I'm just looking.
I will bite you.
I just turn around and I look way down at him.
You see 4 pointy little thing, like you see 4 teeth out of this entire mouth. There's just four teeth.
And I give him a great big grin, and I've got, like, you know, some kind of pointy teeth myself. Not quite as bad, but, you know.
It doesn't seem intimidated.
You are so cute.
You know what? Let's all have some food. We brought some mushrooms that we offered earlier. We'll cook up the mushrooms. We'll discuss terms over dinner. And we'll all take a rest and become friends.
Yes. Mushrooms. And I pull the mushrooms out. Cook. Share.
Thank you for
Hey,
translating.
Those ours. You take our mushrooms? Give them back. Not quite ready.
On ground. Me finds. Oh, why am I talking like this? I found them. They're mine.
Now I can understand you again.
You dick. As I point to Bastian.
Ren's just watching Salim like, seems your intelligence has greatly deteriorated in the last 10 minutes. And then she grabs his hand and starts looking at it where he grabbed the mushrooms and is like, are they that potent?
I thought you... Never mind.
I can play a song for you.
They seem to be getting like a little agitated at this point.
Okay.
So
Can I intimidate them? Using a thing.
Nailed it.
Using prestidigitation, I want to lower the lights, and she's going to use like a booming voice to pretty much tell them to get out of the room because this is our area now, like back where we came from.
roll it.
Yeah, I can use thaumaturgy to help with that.
You have advantage then.
Alright. So it's intimidation.
So I'm gonna... Oh, never mind.
So her eyes glow a little bit more white from under her hood as she looks up and pulls her hood back a little bit to reveal her horns and a black, kind of looks like black mist around her head and hair. And her eyes are just glowing. This is the first time you guys have seen her face. And she just has like this low, almost demonic voice shouting at them to get out.
They kind of all creep together into the corner. You can go now. Point at the door. The other door. There's another door. This door.
Wait, is that the door they didn't want, or is there 2 doors here, and they were going to allow us into one, and they point to the other, or is this just the door through?
This appears to be a door through.
We came from this door over here.
Yeah, you came this way.
What about in this room here? What's in here?
Feces?
Gross.
It's a
Okay.
poop door.
It's a poo door.
It's the poop room.
Yeah.
Okay. I will move away from the poop room.
I'm going to tell you right now, I've play tested this quite a few times. No one has ever gone into that little room and asked what's in there.
Poop.
Well, it's the poop room now.
No, it always has been. It's written in the book that it is.
And the room in which they poo.
You know what? Out of curiosity, is one of them still clutching the statue, or did they put it down on the table?
Oh, they've hidden it. You don't see
Okay,
it.
that's fine.
They're hiding it.
Yeah, Vestian, he goes to leave too, but he turns to the goblins and he says, "Thank you for your hospitality. Should I ever come back here, I'll be sure to bring extra meat."
You see the one that kind of let you guys in, just like, go, shoot.
Okay. Good luck with your mushrooms.
Salim will actually leave most of the bag of mushrooms there. Sorry, didn't know, but he'll keep just a couple of them around for his personal use later.
Pops one.
So he will give them most of their mushrooms back.
Thank you, go. Take scary.
Ren, on the way out, will take one of the meat out of her bag and throw it on the table. And
Aw.
then leave. She put her hood back up, and she's just like a pity throw.
Just before you leave, the monster kind of waddles over and holds the statuette for you. Never come back.
She takes one more meat out of her bag and puts it on the table, and says, or just nods and just grabs it in her. She has the staff in her one hand, and the statue in the other.
Okay.
She'll just walk over to Salim and
I will give that.
You guys remember that time that Jin was a monster? I remember.
A productive monster.
That's fair.
We got through. We got the statue, and it had a disc.
That's fair.
Mhm.
listen. I spent half the time in the first fight on my ass. Let me at least be angry.
That's also true. Okay. Neat.
That is what you have.
Cool.
Cherish it forever, or at least until I sell it.
So it has a one-use item, and then you can sell it, basically.
Okay.
Fun North Sea fact. Anything you find of the coyote or the fool has dice mechanics based in, because he's the god of probability.
Neat.
He knows that you're playing D&D.
Also neat. I like this.
Just a fun fact. I like to throw around. Okay, you guys are moving on. Skipping right through this.
And you thought we wouldn't get through book 1 and 2.
I mean,
We're just gonna be level 3 the whole way.
yeah.
Why is this so hard?
So you guys go through the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
You guys kind of climb up go up the thing. More of these. It's less chaotic. It looks like the hallways are settling down at this point. And you find another small room at this point with the remains of another old campsite. This one seems even older. There is, however, no body in it.
Does it look strikingly similar to the same as the last one?
Except for the fact that there is no body in it.
I have a weird feeling. Vestin kind of walks over to the fireplace, and he's gonna look in the fireplace.
It's completely unremarkable.
Okay. He kind of like sighs and says, "Okay, well, I don't know how these underground spaces work, but I had a feeling this was some kind of weird loop, and we were back at the beginning."
I'm not that mean.
I've played book 2. You're a liar. You are that mean. Goddamn coyote hell in this place.
Mhm.
And is it just a straight corridor from here, or is it more branching paths as well?
Like I said, it's settled down. It is now like a straight corridor again.
Okay. Yeah, he kind of just addresses nobody and everybody at the same time, and says, "I guess we have this way," and starts to walk towards that path.
Okay. I'll follow.
Yeah, Ren will follow. She's just kind of looking at her new statue. She's like taking her jacket or her cloak, and she's just shining it.
Yeah, Salim actually comments like, "Way to take initiative back there. That was very impressive. The cloak came down and everything. Quite scary."
Right. Yeah, I don't like being mean, but we were told to do a job. I'd rather do the job. Plus, she's scary. She could probably murder those things. So.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
She's so much larger than them.
Yeah.
They didn't bat an eye at her.
No.
I feel like there's some aspect of whispering that you guys just don't get.
Again, we understand. We don't care.
Okay. It's pretty rude to just talk about. Just like in front of her.
She looks up and says, "I think it would be more mean to talk if she couldn't hear us about her." And she's just staring.
This is also true.
Still think I want to prank. This is a joke. It has to be. It's like an elaborate ruse. I'm gonna wake up. Pants tied around my
I am
ankles.
used to people talking about me, and they say the bad things. Always. It is how it is.
Oh,
As you
Now-
guys are
now everyone's
continuing
sad.
along this path, you notice that vines have started to take over the walls, and there's little like ivy leaves kind of crawling along. There looks like what used to be a doorway that has been smashed through, and you kind of climb over the remains of it as you continue along. And then you hear the sound of water. You see that the walls are completely overtaken in ivy beyond the doorway. And there's sunlight, natural sunlight in this room, coming in from a small hole in the ceiling.
How high up is the
Yeah,
ceiling?
look into that.
A fair bit. Let
Okay.
me double check that for you.
A new map.
Friend was leading the way, correct?
I think Vestian started leading the way once we all stopped and collected ourselves.
Okay. Does that look like the right marching order?
Yeah.
I'm probably right next to. Oh, it's one after the other.
Yeah.
I think she's in the back here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or I would be. Come on. Yeah, I'll come up probably with Vestin.
The cavern opens up into a large room, and the first vestiges of natural light you have seen peering from the hole above, where an old rope with a bucket dangles into the small stream. The rest of the room is covered floor to ceiling with vines of ivy, some nearly as thick as trees.
Ooh.
A couple more steps in, and you see the remains of several bones buried within the leaves. Those would be over here.
Real quick, was that door that was smashed? Was that smashed into this place or like out from this place?
Less smashed and more like it just died over time.
Gotcha.
Like it got wet and damp and it's old wood.
Damn goblins. Got it.
Yeah.
Does this look traversable? Like the amount of vines here, are we able to like pick our way through, or is this like jungle undergrowth?
No. You can. It's not even difficult terrain.
Okay. Yeah, something about the aesthetic of these bones buried in vines calls to Vestian, as he is a member of the Ladies' Church, and that's kind of her business. So he's going to start walking over towards that.
Okay.
Unless anyone stops him, he's walking over towards these bones.
Yeah, I'll follow carefully, but kind of have a look.
Boom.
All right. I'm actually going to stop you before you get that far.
All right. I was waiting for it.
Yeah, I know you are.
Just wait.
You're going to get about here, I think.
Yep.
And as you enter that area, it shifts. The vines underfoot begin to slither and gather into larger shapes. A bud opens up into a brilliant orange flower filled with sharp, pointed teeth. In a deep voice, the plant chuckles.
Oh no.
What do we have here? Meat? Kind of looks around the room. Hear that, friends? And in other parts of the room, strange plants kind of make themselves known, shake and rattle. You can hear almost like a maraca. Dinner has arrived. And let me get those out of the overlay, because I should have done that as soon as you saw them.
That's not what I was expecting.
No.
These are big plants.
We've got
Yeah.
scary Venus fly traps with maracas. This is terrifying.
This is like Audrey 2 Little Shop of Horrors style.
Right?
plant.
Yeah.
That's not what I was expecting.
Feed me, Vestian.
These are vine blights, or the big one's a vine blight. The little ones are needle blights. But blights are plants twisted by the stagnant soil of ancient places of power. They have sort of a bestial intelligence, and these creatures live to eat living creatures to further their own growth. So basically, they need to eat intelligent things to keep their sentience.
As you do.
Oh, good.
They don't want me
However,
then.
The Vine Blight specifically, having consumed the power of enough ego, it becomes able to speak. It becomes able to want. Becomes able to, have feelings. This one specifically, you can actually see coiled up in some of the vines, as it kind of shifted and moved into this form. There's a large piece of amber in sort of its stomach area. And I think that's where we end the session, because we don't have nearly enough time to
You would. Okay.
do fights.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Great.
Yeah.
Good. Right as you fuck us with giant monsters. Guys, this is the easy. Book 1 is the normal stuff. We're basically just hunting monsters and getting meat.
Yeah.
Shut up, Ethan. Fucking jerk.
I'll have a character prepared for next week.
Yeah. All right, everyone, roll up new characters.
I'm already considering
So, chat, if you go to our Discord, there's a group in the Discord called the North Seat. And if you'd like to give us ideas for our next characters that we'll be playing early in the session next week when we all die and get sent out to find our corpses, please feel free to do that. In the meantime, let's go around, introduce our cast and crew, get your thoughts on this first episode of the North Seat, and then we'll get a word from our sponsors and get the hell out of here. We'll start with Ethan. Ethan, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what'd you think of this episode of North Seat?
Hello, I'm Ethan, or at SuperRobotBear on the Twitter. This is mostly what I do, is I've been writing the North Seat for almost 2 years now. Currently working on book 3, which will be the final book. It's going to be awesome. No, I mean, actual, the ending. Never mind. I don't want to talk about it. It's good. There's good stuff. There's good stuff. Good secrets. Other things I do. I'm gonna go and plug one thing. Is I make a podcast with a friend called Too Many RPGs, where we talk to other creators or audience members about the RPG shows that they like to listen to, and we get into tangents and just basically talk about things that people love. It's great. You can find all that stuff at Too Many RPGs on Twitter. It's a fun podcast. We actually covered one of the shows on unMadeGaming.
Havoc in the Hinterlands.
Yeah. We talked to Courtney about that. It was a good time.
Mm-hmm. So if you guys go harass Ethan about more unMadeGaming shows, no, about all the awesome shows that you guys are watching, listening to, and etc., you guys can possibly be on that show too and talk about all the cool things you like. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. Sweet. With that, we'll jump over to Madfish. Maddie, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of your first episode of North Seat?
I am MadFishmonger. You can find me on the internet as MadFishmonger. And you can follow all my stuff if you go there. I had a good time. I apologize for the completely inconsistent accent. That sucked. I'm still working on the voice.
It was perfect.
Character. Yeah, the thing is that she doesn't have a thing. No. I've never been the biggest. I'm definitely the biggest and scariest, and I'm a bard, so that's funny to me. Yeah, I'm not a min-maxer. I'm not an optimizer. I play what's funny. So I play what amuses me, and this amuses me a lot. I feel like we can get through this if we're smart. But the dynamic is definitely going to be interesting. It's hard to play a pretty metal bard because you have to be both affable and friendly and super fucking metal at the same time, and that's difficult sort of balance to reach.
True.
So that'll be a challenge for me. It'll be interesting.
It's true. All right, let's jump over to Miss Ginger Ninja. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of this episode?
I'm Miss Ginger Ninja pretty much everywhere. I'm mostly running a gaming channel, and then I'm here once a week and over on Kit Battlebeard's channel once a week. But I had a lot of fun tonight. I am still trying to figure out my character, and I think as we play, she'll kind of come into her own, hopefully, and not die, because, I suck at building characters, so it's going to take me really long if I have to build it. This is my first sorcerer ever. Really first, real caster. She'll be missed. That's
You
all.
made it one whole session. Perfect.
Rip. Somebody draw it for me.
Yeah,
so I can
her dead.
Viking funeral for her.
X-eyes.
The thing is, you guys have so many abilities where you don't die.
Yeah,
Literally.
that's literally all of my
I have a
characters.
thing too, a passive for Dragonborn. Yeah, it's going to be fine. It's just,
Literally all I can do is make you not die. Sweet. So let's jump over to Bird. Bird, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of this episode?
Hey, I had a ton of fun. This was a really silly group, and I really appreciated that. When Mike said this was kind of like horror meets Disney, I'm glad we made a group of characters that kind of fit that niche of just we're pretty goofy bastards, and we're going to have a really funny time getting through this game. I'm really excited for this campaign. I'm Birdverse Playing. You can find me too many damn places. I'm a charity streamer on my own channel, Birdverse Playing. Every Monday, I'm on Encounter Roleplay with Game of Thrones. Every Saturday, I'm on Tall Squall's channel with The Vice. And then just doing other random one-shots on Scraticus's channel and other places. So follow me on Twitter to follow all that crap I do. Thanks.
Sweet. Awesome. I had a blast. This was awesome. Myself and Maddie actually were fortunate enough to have Ethan run us through the opening sequence of Book 2 for a charity stream, and that was awesome. So I'm very excited to see the world building and how we get to that point in Book 1. That's what I'm looking forward to most in this game because I like the setting of this whole North Seat. And speaking of charity streams, we do have another charity stream coming up this Saturday. Typically, we do a charity stream for Extra Life. This month, we are switching things up. Little somber tone on a fun day. A good friend of the channel, my buddy, my roommate, he lost his dad recently to ALS, and this weekend is a ALS walk in the state that we live in. His family's coming up, and instead of participating in the walk myself, I'm going to do a 12-hour stream and donate all of the charity money to that charity and his team. And I believe that's what we're going to be doing every September for now until forever. And then come October, we'll be back to our normal Extra Life situation. But that will be this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. We already have Video Store Cowboys making his triumphant return. We have Eric Vulgaris is in there, and we have a few more DMs that are in the works. So stay tuned for more information on that. Before we get out of here, I want to remind you guys to check out our sponsor, the Dice of Rolling. They're a complete set of polyhedral dice featuring optimized quantities for 5th edition, all color-coded by type, which is super awesome. Go check those guys out. Super great dice, really look cool, and super useful, especially for new players. So definitely go check those out, get a little discount there. And with that, we will see you guys tomorrow. No, we won't. Yeah, we will. Fuck it, it's Wednesday.
I am also doing a charity stream this weekend on non-toxic gaming for mental health.
Sweet. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's mental health month. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be doing a super fundraiser, and I will be running a group of complete people I've never gamed with through the Mad Wizard's Tower. So that's going to be.
I hope they meet Tiberius in some aspect.
Oh, they will.
Sweet. So we'll see you here tomorrow. I'm going to be playing some video games, and then Thursday for the third and final new show that we are launching this season called Island in the Sky. Again, if you guys aren't following us on social media, I suggest you do so. Join us in the Discord, hop in the graveyard, chat about all these fun games. And with that, we're going to go raid someone you will see on Thursday, Speedy. He's currently playing some video games. I believe he's also supporting charities. I think he's doing To Write Love Under Arms is the current charity he's supporting. So definitely go check him out. Through Cast Together and a bunch of other things. So guys, check him out. Give him all your hot sticky raid love. And from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.